Hey YouTube, it's Danny here. I am kind of doing not a two-part video. It's going to be all in one video, but it is, um, the first part is going to talk about rainwater that I've collected and stormwater and what I do to it. And then the second part is why I seem a little, you know, somber right now. So I'm going to do the rainwater portion first. So yesterday I ended up collecting stormwater because on Saturday night it ended up raining, and it was a beautiful storm. The lightning um, filled my bedroom. It looked like broad daylight outside. And then today I ended up collecting rainwater. So on my stormwater and on my rainwater, I am going to be dating them. The stormwater I dated already, but I'm going to date my rainwater, and the reason is because, um, especially with the stormwater, it has a plastic or a cork on it, so I just don't want it to get a old smell to it, like some stale water does. And um, I don't know if you can here outside, but it's raining still. It's been doing this for 2 days now. And so I've just collected rainwater, and then before I put them in their bottles, I end up boiling them or getting them really hot and letting them sit for a while just to get out any, pollutants that have been in the air, chemicals, etc. Um, so it is the second or third rain of the year, but never know what's in the air. So I do it to be safe, and if anything, I use it as drinking water as well. Some people don't, but hey, it's water. So, um, but yeah, I use the rainwater and stormwater for different things. Stormwater I'll probably use like on a full moon to cleanse and charge my crystals, um, and use it for maybe amplifying a spell or something. Rainwater I'll use probably also to cleanse my crystals, but this one's more for like the milder rituals and spells. So that's pretty much what I use rainwater and stormwater for. So yeah, but so for the second part, like I said, um, today I'm a little bit somber because 4 years ago today my grandfather passed away, and um, I did a video before this. I didn't post it because it was nearly 20 minutes long. To give you the short version, the house I own, my grandfather and he inherited it to me. And I was by his bedside when he took his last breath. And I lived with him when he ended up going into the hospital with a stroke. So it's one of those days where I didn't even understand why I felt the way I did. Um, I thought it's raining, it's gloomy, it's gonna be a bad day. Then about 2:30, 3 o'clock, I felt like super lightheaded and a surge of energy. Not good, but just like, I shouldn't say that. It sounded wrong. The energy was just fast, and it felt instant. It wasn't like, and I'm gonna surround you. It was just, and it felt like so much energy was invading my space. And then, I'm sitting there and I felt this way for a while, and then all of a sudden I realized today Grandpa passed away 4 years ago. Um, I'm not going to go into the long story like I did on another video that I didn't post, but um, needless to say, I went to the hospital with him, and in our family, we're so stubborn that we'll fight to the bitter end, even on our deathbed. It is a true testament. My grandfather went in uh, May 14th, 2009, and we thought, maybe he could pull out of it, he'd be fine. He wouldn't be his old self, but he would be fine. Well, then the doctors gave us the worst news, that they could do treatment, but it wasn't a good chance. So we said, we'll wait on treatment. We'll see what we can do. Well, needless to say, by that Saturday or something, I'd gone up to the hospital room, and the doctors were surrounding him, and they pretty much said that they had to put him on a mask, breathing mask. Um, Otherwise, he wasn't going to survive. Needless to say, the doctors didn't know how stubborn my grandfather was. I mean, stubborn. Um, we. So I ended up calling my aunts and my uncle and my dad, and I'm just like, hey, this is what's going down, blah, 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 blah. So we ended up taking him off even the oxygen mask. We put him on a oxygen tank with minimal oxygen, very minimal. And we thought he's going to pass. That didn't happen. um, we quite literally thought we're going to go home. We're going to get a phone call at 2 in the morning saying, hey, by the way, your grandfather passed. Nope. Went back the next day. Thought the same thing when we left. Nope. Monday. Now, mind you, this happened over a weekend period. Monday. Walked in, or went to work, was waiting for a phone call saying, hey, by the way, Grandpa passed. I'm sorry, but you didn't get to say your goodbyes. Walked in, sat down with my aunt, and I'm just like, so how's things going? And she goes, they're the same. And now, mind you, during this, I'm going to kind of rewind a little bit. Mind you, during this time that he was in the hospital, he's pretty much not comatose. He's not really responding, but if he has to go to the bathroom, his body tells him jump out of bed. He tried to jump the rails of the bed, hospital bed. Yeah, that didn't happen. We kind of forced him down and told him, you can go, you can have a catheter. So, and I'm sorry if it's TMI or too much information, but it's the truth, and it's kind of a part of my story. So, um, we ended up just sitting there, and now, as much as it was a painful experience to watch my grandfather go through this, there were funny moments, and quite honestly, I wish I could have video recorded it because it is hilarious on some of the stuff that man did, even in a translucent state. He tried to do anything and everything. Um, but no, fate had a different course. And me still being new to the craft, I thought, I'm going to put a protection spell on him. Needless to say, I didn't realize what I was doing, and I felt like I bound him to his body. So I had left it for a couple days, and I realized that what I was doing was not right. So I reversed my spell. Um, it was hard, but it had to be done. I'm not gonna fight fate, and I really don't need karma coming to bite me in the butt. So I ended up um, going to the hospital, like I said, on a Monday night. And his primary doctor walked in, and he was talking to us, and he looked at us and goes, "Just so you know, there is no medical reason why he's still alive. None." Now, mind you, I had put the spell on him on Saturday, and I believe I reversed it earlier that day. So maybe the whole thing didn't unwind yet, and it might have taken a couple days, because maybe a couple days to bind, unbind. I'm not 100% sure, but that's a very good guess in my part. So I, like I said, I'm did the spell, and we're just shocked that no medical reason. I mean, the man is on minimal oxygen. He has one lung at this point. Um, he had his right lung collapse. So he's surviving on one lung, which a lot of people can do. I'm not going to lie. It's medically proven. But to hold 90% of oxygen on a minimal setting of oxygen when the doctor said he's supposed to die 2 days prior. Yeah, that didn't happen. And then so my aunt and I, or my aunt and I went home, came back to my house, and we, hung out, did all that, thought we were gonna get a phone call. Never happened. Tuesday, so thought the same thing. Didn't happen. Wednesday, the 20th, um, we ended up going into the hospital, and they're like, "There's nothing changed, nothing, all this and that." Well, my aunts and I went out to lunch, and for some reason, I got this twinge in my stomach that things weren't gonna go well. And they're like, it's possible he's gonna survive another night. The man is fighting for his life, etc., etc., etc. And I ended up thinking there's no possible way. If he survives, I am going to be one shot man. So we end up getting back from lunch, and we're sitting there for a while. So I start to do a crossword, and there was a solution that said blank the light. And I really wasn't paying attention. I looked at the wrong column, and it had 6 letters. So I said, go into the light. And the next thing I know is his breathing slowed. And my aunt ended up going into the bathroom. She must have been crying. But I watched my grandfather take his very last breath. The nurse came in because she was going to give him a dosage or something. And I said, there's no point. He's passed. Because right after he passed, I felt a cold chill down my spine. Like he touched me or something. It's not the first time I've ever felt that, so I've gotten used to it, but it was just relief to know that I could tell that that was going to happen. But, like I said, it's kind of just the reason why I'm out of it today. And I wanted to do the video for the rainwater, but it's just, I know some people might say, well, you sounded a little bit more somber than you do most days. Just wondering why. So that's the reason why. And, to be blunt but friendly at the same time, I do accept, you know, sorry for your losses or loss, but it's not a sympathy plea. I'll be totally honest. It's just one of those things that has helped me on my journey. Um, to add a little couple more snippets, when I was actually the day before my ninth birthday on the summer solstice, I'm born June 22nd, and summer solstice is usually on the 21st. My grandmother passed away right before my ninth birthday. Then my mother passed away on Halloween of 2006. And, after that, it was one of those things where I just began, knowing that I was interested in the magics. And when I say magics, I mean the Wiccan, pagan, shamanism, etc. paths. Um, I'm an eclectic witch, nonetheless. And so I kind of did history on my family. And it seems, and I have it saved in my computer, and it's just been kind of a journal. But my great grandfather on my dad's mother's side uh, died on the summer solstice. My grandmother on my dad's side passed on the summer solstice. Not the same year, obviously, but different years. My mother passed away on the on Samhain. My mom's grandfather, my great grandfather on my mom's side, passed away on the fall equinox. Now, I don't include her in my family because I don't talk to my step parent or stepmother at all, but my step great grandmother passed away on the fall equinox. Then my mom's uncle, so my great uncle, passed away on Yule. So, and there's a couple more in between there. So there's about 8 or 9 people that have passed away on um, pretty much pagan ritual days, and I'm. It's just been kind of interesting because I asked one of my pagan friends about, what does this mean? She says, if they pass away on that day, it kind of means that they were a higher calling, and it's more traditional, or not traditional. It's they have a higher meaning than what they were. So, I mean, if there's anyone out there that might have a little more information, that'd be awesome to know. I mean, you can uh, message me at the Magically Charmed on YouTube. I'm on Facebook under Danny Janes. Um, Google Plus is Danny Janes. Just trying to think. You can add me on Uvu. Um, I'm the Magically Dolphin. Let me double check. I believe it's the Magically Dolphin. Magical Dolphin, not the magical. It's just Magical Dolphin. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, it's not a sympathy uh, video, but it's just an informal video on, this is how things have happened, and it's made me stronger. Um, yes, I do cry when things happen. I'm not invincible by any means of emotional. I'm an emotional carrier. I cry at happy times. I cry at sad times. I cry just to cry. Um, so yeah. Um, but yeah, let me know. And I am going to enjoy the rest of my evening. It is raining. It is wonderful weather. I might even run outside and twirl in the middle of the street. Yes, I'm weird. Get over it. I'm here and I'm a freak. Love it. So blessed be everyone, and I'll see you at the next video.